Using GitHub Copilot in Visual Studio 2026 to create ASP.NET Blazor application from scratch. In this challenge, I provide GitHub Copilot with only very high-level specifications for a simple application that it must create. This is a basic timekeeping application which would look something like this. A simple start-stop button for a given category of task. High-level instructions given to AI are contained in a Word document, as well as some basic hand-drawn sketch. I'm giving Copilot very detailed instructions as to how to arrange the solution. Main goal being to avoid spaghetti code, also to steer the AI in generating code that has got some basic common best practices. The domain logic and models are in their own project. I'm using two different models for entities and the DTOs. Repositories, data access, also in their own project. Services in their own project, and this project is the main driver to interact with any UI implementation. It should be simple to swap out any Blazor implementation for another UI, meaning most of the logic is contained in these lower projects. This sort of application should be relatively straightforward for Copilot using any given model. So it doesn't matter whether it's ChatGPT or Claude, all of them should be able to do this simple project. Outside of Copilot with Visual Studio, I did manage to create this application with only the web-based clients such as Claude Sonnet and DeepSeek. Of course, using the web chat clients means manually doing a lot of the other tasks. This would be creating the solution, the projects, adding the necessary NuGet packages, basically creating an empty shell, then manually copying and pasting the code from the clients. With Copilot in agent mode, the goal is that everything should be automatic, should be a little bit quicker, as close as possible to completely automating the entire creation. So let's start the app creation. First things, it's always a good idea to ask Copilot to give a detailed execution plan before doing any actual code generation. Browsing through this plan, it looks reasonable, but the front end is using a wrong project. It wants to use WPF instead of Blazor. Now, I do reprompt Copilot to make some changes to the plan before continuing, but this takes about 30 minutes. After this very long time, it still has the plan wrong. GitHub Copilot wants to completely leave out one of the projects or the services layer, meaning the UI project will be making direct calls to the repositories or the data access layer. This will only mean a lot of the business logic has to be forced into the Blazor web project, and this is not my original design. So again, I have to prompt Copilot to change the plan. On this small application, I could catch these crucial mistakes because the plan is relatively quick to read. This will definitely be a serious problem on a large enterprise solution where it will not be practical to reread 10 to 30 pages of this plan with lots of hidden small mistakes. Now, trying to continue to the next page, Copilot has yet another big problem. Very simply, it is just too slow in agent mode. Basically, if you want GitHub Copilot to make direct changes to the solution and then the files, it takes way too long. It's not practical for actual big project use. It might be better suited to use it in chat mode, then the developer has to manually apply these changes. Or you could get Copilot to create scripts, then these scripts are going to have to be run in PowerShell. These two options are just much quicker, and the good thing is that they don't get stuck. After a couple of hours of back and forth with the Blazor project not working, at some point there's a blank page that has lost a template or styling. Just a plain page with controls. I did try to get Copilot to fix the styling, but that also took some time. Towards the end of using too many hours, it becomes clear that I'm running around in circles, and GitHub Copilot is not ever going to create a working Blazor project. My guess is that there's not yet enough training data for the newer versions of .NET. In this case, I'm trying to run .NET 10. So maybe ChatGPT 5 or Claude Sonnet 4.5 at this stage only know how to work with Blazor 8 templates. The rest of the solution appears to be fine. The other projects are okay. Just as I expected, it should be easy to create a repository. The reports should also be very easy to create. Just the Blazor project, which always seem to fail. This is the second application, by the way, in which I could not create a Blazor application using Copilot. So the final verdict: simple, straightforward fail. It's important to note that it's only failing at this time of recording. Most developers know that AI learns all the time, and very quickly all these issues with Copilot will be ironed out. But right now, I could not create a simple Blazor project using .NET 10.